Now I will take HACCP system and guidelines for its application in a food business organization. According to Codex Alimentarius Commission, HACCP is a science-based and systematic system which identifies specific hazards and measures for their control to make sure the safety of food. HACCP is a tool to assess hazards and establish control system that focus on prevention rather than relying mainly on end product testing. HACCP can be applied throughout the food chain from primary production to final consumption. The successful implementation of HACCP requires the full commitment and involvement of management as well as the workforce. Good hygiene practices are the prerequisite programs for the application of HACCP in a food business organization, which I have discussed in detail. HACCP is based on the 7 principles, which are: conduct hazard analysis, determine the critical control points, establish critical limits, establish monitoring system, establish corrective action, establish verification procedures, and establish documentation. Now the question comes in mind that what is hazards in food? So a food safety hazard is a biological, chemical or physical agent or condition of food with the potential to cause a harm or an adverse health effect. There are 4 types of hazards. These are microbiological hazards, chemical hazards, physical hazards and allergens. In microbial hazards, the examples are bacteria, yeast, molds and viruses. Examples of chemical hazards are water, food contact materials, cleaning agents, pest control substances, contaminants, pesticides, biocides and food additives. Physical hazards may be glass, packaging, jewelry, pest droppings, screws, etc. And the allergens refer to the risk associated with the unintended presence of one or more of the 14 EU listed food allergens due to cross-contamination. Critical control point is a step in the procedure or in product formulation where little differences, changes or mistakes can cause the end product to be a health hazard, illegal or costly to the businesses. Cooking temperatures, pasteurization time and temperature or acceptable levels of ingredients and processing variables may be defined by regulation. Actions taken at the critical control point to prevent, eliminate or reduce the hazard. Principle 3 of HACCP is establish critical limits, which is the minimum and maximum limits that the CCP must meet in order to prevent, eliminate or reduce a hazard to an acceptable limit. Principle 4 of HACCP establish a system to monitor control of the CCP. Monitoring procedures are the planned sequence of observations or measurements of CCP control measures. Corrective action is to be taken when monitoring indicates that there is a deviation from an established critical limit. Corrective action includes a root cause analysis of the problem or issue to prevent it from reoccurring. Establish procedure for verifying is the 7th principle of HACCP. The verification procedure includes some tasks like reviewing the CCP records, critical limits, HACCP plan, and also performs the ongoing verification of the system. 7th principle is the documentation and record keeping. Record keeping procedures verify that the system is operating according to the plan. These records should include the HACCP plan, objectives, scope, regulatory and custom requirements, HACCP development team meeting minutes, finished product descriptions, process flow diagrams, hazard analysis, CCP determination and validation, critical limit or action limit determination, and CCP monitoring procedures and corrective action procedures. There are various steps for the application of HACCP principles, and these are identified in the logic sequence. The FBOs shall conduct a complete hazard analysis for all of their processes and products to identify and control all kinds of hazards effectively. A HACCP plan is a written document which is designed in accordance with the various steps to ensure control of food safety hazards within an establishment. There are 12 steps to develop each HACCP plan. These steps are as assemble the HACCP team, describe the product and identify its intended use, list product ingredients and incoming material, construct a process flow diagram and confirm its accuracy, construct a plant schematic and confirm its accuracy, identify and analyze hazards, determine the critical control points and other control measures, establish critical limits for CCP, establish monitoring procedures for CCPs, establish deviation procedures for CCPs, establish verification procedures and establish record keeping for CCPs. First 5 steps are preliminary steps to enable hazard analysis, and steps 6 to 12 incorporate the 7 principles of HACCP. Identification of CCPs can be done by decision tree by answering questions in sequence. The HACCP worksheet includes all the description and findings about the food chain. HACCP should be applied to each specific operation separately, and the application of HACCP principles should be the responsibility of each individual business organizations. Time-to-time training is necessary for all levels of employees and managers for the efficacy of any HACCP system in all the food business organizations. Thank you for watching this video. Next video will be posted soon.